So you want to recognize tea at the first sip? You have come to the right place. In this video, I'm going to explain you a simple experiment that can quickly improve your blind tasting skills. Hi guys, this is Gabriele from nannuoshan, where we share the pleasure of drinking and discovering genuine farm tea. If you're new in our channel and you're also looking to expand your tea knowledge and brewing skills, make sure to click on the subscribe button and don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you enjoy watching the video. Some time ago, during a tea class, a student of mine told me, you know Gabriele, I'm actually not able to tell Dansong from rock tea apart. At first I was a bit surprised because actually he has a very good palate, because he has also some wine knowledge that helps him a lot, but nonetheless he's at the first step with Gongfu-cha, and so he asked me how I can improve. And I told him, you know what, you have to recognize the black sheep. You have to keep on recognizing the black sheep over and over again until you improve. And so he did. He started recognizing the black sheep, and I would say just a few weeks later he came back to me and he told me, you know what, now 9 times out of 10 I am able to recognize Dansong from rock tea. And not only that, since he did the experiment with other tea as well, he's pretty confident in recognizing the different categories or subcategories of oolong from each other. So before we start explaining what is Find the Black Sheep all about, let's speak first of all about your ability to recognize tea. Do you think you are good at that? Maybe you are doing the first step and you find yourself really feeling like the student of mine was feeling, or maybe you are very confident because you are a tea expert and you say, come on, Dansong and rock tea, that's super easy, I can do much better than that, I can tell I don't know what apart. So whatever, we have to start speaking here about one topic that is actually overconfidence bias. What does that mean? It means that most of us actually are affected by it. We believe we are able to tell things, we believe we know things that actually we do not. So what I suggest doing to all of you, I did myself as well, take a quick test. I put a link in the description below. And in this test, you will be able to find out if you are overconfident or underconfident. Most likely overconfident. So how does that work? You have a series of questions, you have to answer those questions, and every time you give an answer, you have also to tell how confident you are that the answer is correct. You put a 50% if you have no clue. It's like 50-50, I don't know. You put 100% if you are 100% sure that the answer is correct, or you can put everything in between. At the very end, you will see the result, and in the results it will tell you if your confidence level is close or not to the actual percent correct. So it means if your confidence level is very close to the number actually of questions that you have answered right. If the confidence level is within 5% of the actual percent right, correct, then you are very good. Otherwise, you have to question your ability of recognizing tea, and maybe you should start recognizing and finding the black sheep. So now let's speak about this black sheep experiment. What's that all about? Actually, it's fairly easy to say, and it's nothing else than tasting blind a bunch of teas. All of them are of the same category but one, and you have to tell which one is the one, which one is the black tea. So, or the black sheep. If it does sound like quite simple, but it's easier to say than to do actually. So basically the scope of it is to recognize the white sheeps by identifying the black one. So what you want to do is actually, let's say, let's take the example of my tea student, and let's say that you want to recognize Dansong from rock tea or any other oolong. So what do? You take 3 Dansong, I have them here, 3 Dansong, and you take a rock tea, a yancha, or another oolong. And those are the white sheep, this is the black sheep. You have to taste them blind and tell which is the black sheep, which is the rock tea. Now, that sounds easy, is not, and what I wanted also to tell you, that you don't have to do the other way around. You don't have to put just one dansong among a bunch of other teas and try to recognize the dansong, because this doesn't allow you to recognize the what I call actually taste pattern within the dansong group, because you don't have any other reference. So you need more teas of the same kind to find out what all those teas have in common that the other tea doesn't have. So for doing that, you need more than one dansong and only one black sheep. So say that, let's basically speak about the number of teas. You see it here already, I have 4 teas, and is this a good number? I choose it because I believe it is. So you don't want to do, of course, only with one dansong, we said it already. If you do with 2 dansong, in this case 2 white sheep and a black one, so just 3 teas, is also a bit complex, because you might find similarities between the 2 dansong that actually are not characteristic of the whole category. It could be that you have picked up 2 very floral dansong and then you think, oh, dansong is floral, rock tea is not, let's say, so that's a way of recognizing. Not because maybe you have other dansong that are not that floral. So I would say you need at least 3 white sheeps, and I wouldn't go more than that because it starts getting quite complex and messy to play around. So now let's look at the tea experiment. I will do it also myself, so I can really show to you not only how you can do that with someone else, but even when you are alone and you have to fool yourself, because you don't have to know where the tea is, right? So what do you need? You need, in this case, 4 cups, and it's better if they are narrow and tall and they don't have to be transparent, okay? Then you need 4 gaiwan. I will show you them in a second. You need your 40, you need the lotus and the scale, and you need a water kettle that I have here on the side. So now what I did is actually I wrote under each cup a number. I put just a little piece of tape and I wrote a number of it, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So for example, I have already the tea in it, but if I turn, this is the number 3, and there you have a say 1, 2, 3, 4. You put 3 or 4 grams of tea in each cup. I did, I put just before the video because I didn't want to lose too much time, 4 grams. Here I put 4 grams of a dahong pao. This is a dahong pao. And then we have in the number 2, we have huanjixiang, here we have yaxixiang, and here we have xingrenxiang. So we have 2 bouquet style dansong, 1 traditional style dansong, and a rock tea. So now I just move them out of the view, but I keep them right in the same place so that I remember what is 1, what is 2, what is 3, and what is 4. And I take my gaiwan. If you have 4 gaiwan that are the same, even better. But I decided to do that with 4 different gaiwans, also because I don't have here 4 identical gaiwans. And I assume that not all of you have. While finding 4 cups is quite straightforward, I think I paid for these cups less than $1 at IKEA, so it's very straightforward. I have also lids here. These I take yesterday. I asked at the Thai restaurant if they could give them. You might use, you know, anything else just to cover your cup. And the scale at the lotus I don't need anymore because I weighted the tea beforehand. So now, concerning the kettle, it is the experiment much easier if you have a gooseneck, and you will see soon why, because you have to pour water in the gaiwan blind. Which is the temperature. I will warm it a tiny bit so that I bring it at 90 degrees, and then I want to show you how you want to proceed. Actually, before we start with the cups, and this is something that you have to practice basically only once, and then when you do this experiment over and over again, you don't need to do that. Since you have to pour water in the gaiwan blind, you want to have an idea of how long you have to keep pouring, avoiding that all the water comes out. So I take and I do some practice. You want to do that with the smallest of the 4 gaiwan. So I take this one here, And I do once looking at the guy one, and I count. I say 1, 2, 3 up. So it seems fairly good with 3 seconds, or counting 3 to me is a good quantity. I try it again. 1001, 1002, 1003. Okay, so this is a good ratio. I don't have to count too slow, and then it works out well. So I have my reference now, and here now comes the most important part. I know now which tea is in which cup, and now I have to fool myself. It sounds difficult because sometimes you mix up cups and where are you putting. So I have one idea for you. I put here just this guy one on the side, and I show you how I do it for myself. I don't do this experiment much often nowadays, unless I am in China and I have to source tea, and there sometimes I even simplify even further. I will tell you later how. But when you are at home, what you want to do, you want to put your lid on top of your cups. Then you place basically the cups in front of you, and while you do something different, you start mixing your cup. Okay, so you have to do that while you do something different. It has to be something like right now that I'm speaking to you, and I tell you, we believe we can do multitasking, but we cannot. So if I keep on speaking to you and I keep on mixing my cups, I don't know what I'm doing. So either you do the same, you speak just to yourself, or what I suggest doing is doing some math. You start doing how much is 3 times 7? 21. And then how much is this times 10 plus that? And by doing so, you end up that you don't know which cup is where. Like me right now. So I'll mix them like that. And I have my cups. I have the number underneath, so that's fine. I put here my guy one. And now I want to basically put the tea in the guy one. Also here, sometimes by hearing and the noise that the tea does, the leaves do when they hit the guy one, you might recognize if, for example, is a rolled oolong or not. Today you would not, because I know they are very similar shapes. But if you know that the teas are somewhat of different shape and you might recognize, speak while you pour it. So how does this work? You actually take off the lid of the guy one, you put your guy one right on top, you remove the lid, you place the guy one on top, and then you just reverse it upside down without watching on the back with number you have written, like this. And now you take your guy one lid, you watch, and you put the lid on. And that's it. So these we don't need anymore, but I just put it there. And then you do the same with all other cups. Remove your lid, place it on top, I twist it upside down, have a look, and you keep on doing these with all your guy ones. You twist, you look, here we go, and the last one. So, tack, tack, tack. Okay. So you have to practice a tiny bit, but then you will see that it comes quite natural. Now I have all my 4 guy one, I have my water here, it's good, and I start pouring. For pouring, if you have counted already, oh, the sun is shining. So what I do, I just take a reference, 1, 2, 3. And then I wait a tiny bit and I do the same with the other guy one. 1, 2, 3. Did I put it on top? Where is it? Yeah. The next one. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. At this point, you wait a tiny bit, then you do your steeping, and after you have done it, you pour it in the cup and you're ready to go. Now, the water quantity might not be that precise, but that doesn't matter because the taste is there. You're not brewing tea to perfection. You want to be able to recognize the teas no matter what, right? While it is important to me that you have similar cup just to avoid being able to recognize it, basically. Okay, I think I'm ready to go, and you just move a tiny bit so there is shadow, you don't really see the leaves inside. You take it and actually also here you don't really have to watch, it's quite straightforward. You could do that and you wouldn't see much, but in case the teas have really similar color, then you might want to do it. And of course you do a little bit of effort to fool yourself. Same here. All right, and let's keep on with the other one. It's quite windy today. And the last one here. So it's not only blind tasting, it's even blind brewing here. Okay, so you have your tea and now it's just a matter of tasting them and recognizing different characteristics. Let's see what I can do. I'll tell you soon. If you have some water or some bread to eat or to drink in between, that helps. So far, fairly aromatic. You're very aromatic. Hopefully this one is not. Yeah. So that's the Dahon Pao, and the other trees are the Danson. That's fairly straightforward. I would say I can guess Dahon Pao and rock tea, say 9 times out of 10, but actually even more. That's not difficult if you have some experience, but I know at the beginning it's not that straightforward. And actually you can do this experiment with any other types of tea. I will tell you soon some examples so that you can try find inspiration. And now, let me see. Sorry, I like to blind taste. I'll try. So I would say Huangjixian, Xingrenxian, Yaxixian. These would mean that if I put them, I have here, let's see, the different pouches in front of me. So I have down, I don't know if you can see them in the camera, it's a bit wet. I put them here. I have the Dahon Pao. I say this is the last one, I'm pretty sure. Then what did I say? I say this one is the Xingrenxian, this is the Huangjixian, and this is the Yaxixian. I'm not 100% sure between Yaxixian and Huangjixian because they have similarities. But these I like a lot, and I love Huangjixian, so Yeah, so Da Hong Pao would be the number 1, and that's number 1. Huang Jixian would be the number 2, and that's number 2. I don't know if you can see that. That's number 2. This is number 3, Yaxishan, and that's Xingrenxian number 4. By the way, on this bag is written just Xingrenxian. This is an old packaging when we had only one Xingrenxian. This is actually our Xingrenxian Superior, and Xingrenxian Superior has a characteristic Xingrenxian taste that is not so easy to spot in the classic Xingrenxian. So if you want really to also learn the taste of Xingrenxian, that is also something that not many people know, I suggest you to take the Xingrenxian Superior in our shop. You can take also the classic Xingrenxian, the normal Xingrenxian, and other Danzong, and then you try really to recognize which is the kind of almond skin fragrance and taste that there is in Xingrenxian. And now I want to give you also some examples here. So I have as I did today, Danzong with respect to other oolongs. Here I had a rock tea, but I could have put the Tianguanyin, a Taiwan oolong, or you can do basically recognize Yancha with respect to any other oolong. It can start be a bit more complex when you have other oolongs that are also heavily roasted. You want to do this with Japanese tea with respect to any other green tea, or just Japanese tea versus Chinese green tea, which is fairly easy. Then you want to, something that would be interesting, recognizing the grade of a white tea. So for example, you take 3 silver needle, 3 Ingen, and then you take a 4th one that is either a white peony, a Baimudan, or a Shoumei, or a Gongmei, and you try always to recognize what have the Ingen in common that the other white tea doesn't have. Of course, Gushu versus non-Gushu. Many of you pretend that being able to recognize Gushu from not Gushu is not that easy. Try. And you can do with Shupuer. What has Shupuer different than other dark tea, or even Liu Bao, for example? So you can practice recognizing Shupuer from any other dark tea. Yellow tea versus green tea, also interesting. And then if we go in the world of black tea, also for me quite interesting is Dianhong. Buy 3 different Dianhong and try to compare with any other black tea. Are you able to recognize black tea from Yunnan? And you can do that also, for example, with Chimen, with Kimun, Chimen Oncha, that has also specific taste, a traditional taste with respect to any other black tea. All right, this is Find the Black Sheep. I hope you have enjoyed this experiment, not only watching but do it yourself. Please go ahead, take the challenge. What is the type of tea that you are not so confident in recognizing blind? Take that one, do this over and over again. You will see once you have practiced a bit quite fast, and try yourself. If you want to make it very easy, remove the gaiwan, just put your leaves in the cups and pour water, cover, wait a little bit, and then you just sip it. When you do it like that, you don't have a very clean brewing, because of course the leaves continue steeping over time, and I suggest using 3 grams of leaves for 150 milliliters of water. If you use that ratio, then the taste doesn't get too strong over time, and you don't need the gaiwan, you can do everything with the cup. Thanks a lot for watching. Go ahead and suggest the experiment, suggest video topic. I'm very glad to follow your tips, as they do actually very often, and make video just customized for you. Don't forget to subscribe our channel, give us a thumbs up, and I will see you at the next video. Bye bye guys.